This is me in goal against World Cup winner Antoine Griezmann, facing a penalty from £50 million midfielder Xavi Simmons, and pulling off saves I never thought were possible. But how did I get here? Well, I've always wondered how hard it really is to be a professional goalkeeper. So for the next 7 days, I'm living like a pro keeper, finishing the week with my first ever match in goal. This might be the toughest challenge I've ever taken on in football. And if I don't improve fast, I'll be humiliated in that final match. Day 1 is test day, and the first test is penalties. I have to save at least one penalty today, and if I can't save one, then I fail day 1. What a save! The next test was 1v1s. I've got 10 1v1s, and if I can save half, then I pass this challenge. And it went terribly. Zayn was embarrassing me and scoring like I wasn't even there. I did manage to make 2 stops though, but it was clear that this was a massive weakness for me. The final test was long shot, and to pass this test, I needed to save 5 long shots from Zayn. I've saved 2 already, but now I need 3 more to complete this challenge. How am I meant to save that? But on the final 2 long shots, I managed to make back-to-back saves to end on a score of 4 out of 10. That did not go well. If I wanted to be ready to play in my first ever match as a goalkeeper, I was gonna need some serious help. So I hired professional goalkeeper coach Dom to help me on my journey.
I've seen clips from test day 1. Jay's gonna need some serious work.
The focus of today's session is reflexes. My biggest weakness on test day 1 were 1v1s. So we did reflex drills to train me to react faster. And at the start, I was really struggling to keep up. I didn't even have time to move there.
That's what it's like to be a goalkeeper.
My first time in goal wasn't going well, and I needed some tips.
Stand tall. Stop just falling to the ground.
Stand tall.
Yes, let's go.
With Dom's tips, I was actually starting to make some good saves.
Oh,
hey. Come on!
Whoa. Great save.
Whoa. Oh,
what a save.
Come on, this is too easy. Make it harder than this. Whoa.
I barely touched it.
We then finished off today's session with some 1v1. And with my new reflexes, I'd already made some improvement. But there was still so much work left to do to be ready to save a 1v1 in the big match.
Okay, so Dom, how do you think Jay played in goal today?
You know, it's clear that he's never played in goal. It's his first time. But towards the end, his ability started to pick up, and I have faith. Today, we are focusing on penalties.
And that's because on day 4, I will be facing up against a £50 million brand new Premier League player. So I needed to be ready.
To make this harder, I have brought in my friend Abel.
Between you and me, he ain't saving one. 7 out of 7, baby.
Huh? Nah, I was just telling him how great a keeper you are. Yeah, great keeper.
Abel will take 9 penalties, and my target for today is to save 4 penalties. And stats show that they have less than a 20% chance of saving one.
Standing in the goal on the other side of a penalty, this is one of the most scary things you can do on a football pitch. I just don't want to get hurt. Oh man! I need some tips, coach.
Jay, one thing about penalties, and I'll tell you the truth, you're not expected to save them. However, just to make it easier for yourself, one thing that would help is trash talking.
Look, close your legs. Which way are you gonna go? I'm gonna save this. I know where you're going.
Yeah, that's it, Jay.
I know where you're going. That didn't work!
Okay, so Jay, what's the hardest thing about being a goalkeeper?
Before I played in goal today, I thought it was gonna be easy, but goalkeepers have to work so hard. And on a match day, they're the last line of defense, so if they make a mistake, it's all on them.
Getting close to making the save just isn't enough for a goalkeeper. To be the hero, you needed to save it.
Believe in
my head
that you're gonna save
I'm gonna save every shot.
That's it, Jay.
Come on, I'm gonna save every shot. Come on.
Oh, good save. Let's go.
Oh, straight down the middle.
Well read. Oh, so close. Jay, last penalty of the day. Don't let him score.
Come on!
Great save.
Come on!
I ended up on a great penalty save. And now I felt confident to take on the professional professional footballer on day 4. On day 4, I flew over to Germany to take on one of the best young players in the world and Tottenham's brand new £50 million signing, Xavi Simons.
Taking on Javi, the goalkeeper challenge. Let's do it.
I'm not gonna stop one goal. Nothing.
Xavi has taken 4 penalties and all I have to do is save 1 for this to be a success. But little did I know, I was about to face the biggest humiliation of my life. Saving Xavi's first penalty would be a huge statement. But Xavi Simons placed it in the top corner on his first attempt. I had no chance. But can I get closer on the second attempt? On the second attempt, I got so close to making the save, but the penalty slipped under me. Now I was determined to make a save right now on the third attempt. I got so close again, but Xavi Simons' penalty was way too powerful and I could only push it into the top corner.
I thought you were going to change it. What? You say that to me.
I'd faced 3 penalties and Xavi had scored all 3. And now I had one final chance to save Xavi's penalty and make a name for myself as a goalkeeper. Xavi Simons scored a Panenka and completely embarrassed me in goal. He completely tricked me and I didn't even get close. And at that very moment, I lost all confidence I'd built as a goalkeeper. But this is just the first out of 2 challenges versus pro footballers. Later in this video, I will get the chance to redeem myself versus a World Cup winner.
Jay, how are you feeling today?
Well, after day 4, not too great.
After failing to save all of Xavi Simons' penalties, including getting Panenka, I'd lost all my confidence in goal.
Well, today you have to be ready because I've got a big challenge for you.
And that's because on day 5, the focus was on long shots, which was my biggest strength on test day 1. But my coach Dom had added a massive twist. In the top left corner of the goal, there was a briefcase with $1,000 inside. Zayn and Dom will have 10 attempts to hit the briefcase and win the $1,000. But for every save I make, I get $100.
The stakes are so high right now, and I definitely don't want them hitting the briefcase.
Dom took the first shot and smashed the crossbar. But on Zayn's first shot, I pulled off this great save.
Oh! Oh my God! The crossbar is saving me right now.
But I couldn't rely on the crossbar forever as Dom finally scored. But I was determined to do anything I could to not concede again.
What save?
I was pulling out the best saves I've ever made.
Oh, come on! You taught me that.
But now, with just 3 shots remaining, the boys turned their sights onto the $1,000 briefcase.
Oh!
Zayn's shot was heading straight at the briefcase, so I had to make a big save.
No $1,000 for you! You tried to take $1,000 off me! It's not happening! Oh! What a save! What a save!
Even though it was a slight touch, on the replay you can see I got a finger to stop Dom from hitting the briefcase. Now, on this final attempt, all I had to do was make one more save to keep the $1,000. And on his final attempt, Zayn beat me at full stretch to smash the briefcase in the top corner and win the $1,000.
There's no way he just hit that. There's no way he just hit that. I saved everything! Give me my money!
Even though I did lose $1,000 today, I made some amazing saves and finally got my confidence back. And now I had to take on the biggest task yet as a goalkeeper. On day 6, I flew over to Spain to take on World Cup winner Antoine Griezmann. I'll have 3 attempts to try and save Griezmann's shots. Now, Griezmann has scored against some of the best goalkeepers in the world, so this was going to be extremely difficult. But I was confident that I could save at least 1 shot. Will I be able to stop a World Cup winner? Let's find out. On Griezmann's first attempt, he went for the first time volley, and I just about survived that one. But then, on his second attempt, after some great control, Griezmann sent me the wrong way and buried it into the corner. Griezmann gave me the eyes and completely sat me down, and he even emoted on me. And now I had one final attempt to make my dream save. And on the final attempt, I made the dream save versus the World Cup winner. And now I had to do it when it mattered most, in the big match. Before kickoff, I put myself through a new test to see how I compared to day one. But even though I was getting close, Zayn scored the next 3 penalties. But then I made a big save to double my day one test score. Next up were the 1v1s, which I struggled with so much on test day 1. But this time, I learned from my mistakes and saved the first 2. My reflexes were much faster now, so to score, he had to hit the top corners, which, unfortunately, he was doing pretty well. But I wasn't going to make this easy for him. I made a huge save down below, then tipped it over the bar to end with a much improved 4 out of 10. And the final test of the day was long shots, which I performed best in on day 1. But this time, Zayn was clearly taking that personally. I felt much more agile and prepared to make the saves. But there's only so much you can do about some of these shots. I made sure to finish strong though, and I pulled out not 1 or 2, but 3 fantastic saves to end on a solid score of 5 out of 10. With the final test complete, here are the scores from day 1 and day 7. I had made drastic improvement, and now I felt ready for one of the hardest tasks of my life, my first ever match as a goalkeeper. I had worked so hard for the last 7 days to be ready for this moment, but now that we were actually here, the nerves were starting to creep in.
Here we go, my first ever match as a goalkeeper.
The match kicked off, and from the start, I made sure to lead from the back.
Come around, come around. Come around.
As a goalkeeper, even when it seems like nothing is happening, goalkeepers have to stay ready for anything at any moment. After all my training of reflexes, I was ready for anything. So when I was finally called into action, here's what happened.
Whoa!
In goal today, I was definitely channeling my inner Manuel Neuer. My distribution was pinpoint, and I was even showing some fancy footwork. I was actually starting to grow in confidence. Life as a goalkeeper felt pretty easy until it didn't. I was about to have my first 1v1 of the day. I had struggled with these in training, so this was my big chance to show what I've learned.
Oh, no.
I made myself big, but the striker slipped the ball through my legs to make it 1-0. I could try and make all the excuses I wanted, but I knew deep down I only had myself to blame for that. And then, for the first time, I felt just how difficult it is to concede a goal as a goalkeeper. All the confidence I'd been building up for the past 7 days had gone just like that. After that, I couldn't seem to get anything right. The hardest part was I couldn't just sit and feel sorry for myself because the red team kept attacking. Shots kept flying at my goal. It was only a matter of time before I was called into action again. But this time, I made a great stop with my legs. But then seconds before halftime, my worst nightmare came to life. The Red Star player beat the last man, and as I went to make the save, I took out the man and gave away a penalty.
There's no way, I literally got the ball. I got the ball.
On the replay, you can see that I did touch the ball first, but I also took out the man. I had done so well up until now not to give anything silly away, and now I had at the worst possible time. From day 1, penalties had been my weakest point, so I already wasn't too confident about saving this. I tried to use some distraction techniques Coach Dom taught me to put the striker off, but now it was all down to me.
Yeah.
I dived the right way and made the save, but then the ball bounced off the post and rolled in. I had gotten so close to making my biggest save yet.
Half time now, and I've conceded a goal. I'm feeling quite rubbish about that. I feel that's just part of being a goalkeeper. Second half, I've got to make sure.
I had been beaten in the first half, but I will get another chance to earn my redemption later in this video. I now had 45 minutes to turn around my debut as a goalkeeper, and I was thrown back into action straight away. And I had to make a quick reflex save at my front post to deny the striker from scoring. My team was starting to pick up in confidence now, so it felt like it was only a matter of time before we got our goal. After some good play, our first chance of the half just went wide of the post.
Oh, so close.
Up the other end, the Reds winger Zayn was causing all sorts of problems. He had beaten me in the first half, but it wouldn't be long until we were face to face once again. Next attack, the Reds played another long ball over to Zayn, who cut inside, but his shot went comfortably past the post. I learned very quickly that against good attackers, goalkeepers get no breaks. The Red striker had a shot at goal, which I dealt with comfortably. I even used some goalkeeper time-wasting tactics, but then I realized it didn't even make sense since we were still losing. The resulting goal kick, the Blues finally had some nice build-up play and almost scored our first goal.
Oh, we just can't get the goal.
The next goal was so important, and the Reds were doing all they could to try and score. After a lovely fake shot, I was faced 1v1 with Zayn again. But this time, I read him and stopped his chip from beating me. I was then faced with my first corner.
Hey, mark up.
And even though it wasn't the prettiest catch in the world, I had successfully dealt with my first corner kick. Before long though, the Red star man was back at it again. He beat the defender with ease and then lined up a curling shot. I made a huge save with my left hand to stop him from scoring. But again, as a goalkeeper, you can go from hero to zero so fast from one single mistake. But luckily for me this time, the acrobatic attempt went over the bar. And then, with 10 minutes to go, the blue team hit the Reds on the counter. The ball was worked down the line and then played out to our left winger, who is now 1v1 with the defender. The defender was reading the fake shots well, but then the winger curled the ball into the top corner to finally get us a goal back.
What a goal!
We managed to get another goal after a red team mistake.
Come on.
It was 2-2 now, and I knew to keep my team in the game, I needed to make some big saves. But the Reds were getting closer and closer. And then we conceded a last-second corner. If we can defend this, there was a chance that we could break and score the winner. But when the ball came in, the worst thing possible happened instead.
Another pen, man.
After some pushing in the box, the Red attacker went down and the referee gave a penalty. I couldn't believe it. After all my hard work to keep us in the game, I now had to face another penalty. But this time, I was determined to win this battle and save my team.
Go.
And I made the save. I guessed the right way and stopped the striker's penalty. And with that save, I managed to secure a draw for my team. After surviving 7 days of training like a pro goalkeeper, I have gained so much respect for goalkeepers. They are the true heroes of the team.